Alrighty, YouTube, we're going to talk today about how good computer search is as a card in the Pokemon TCG online game, of course. Alright, so if you don't know this already, computer search is a very, very popular card. And, well, it's very popular because you can discard two cards and pretty much, yeah, you can find any card in your deck and put it into your hand. So this is very common on just a lot of decks in the expanded version. And I can't tell you that much about the history of this card, but they definitely only made so many prints of this card, and it's still like $30 if you buy it online. So it's a pretty desired card right now. And to trade for it on the TCG online version, you need you can trade like 10 packs for it, and that's the only way you'll get it. So let's talk about how good it is. So, like, is it overrated, or like, is it not as good as other specs cards? So in my opinion, now that I've used it a little bit, I see it's probably the best Ace special card that you can get. So it pairs nicely with Skyla right here, because you can just get it. And then, yeah, there's just a lot of versatility to the card, and that's what makes it superior to the other cards. So, another common one is Master Ball or the Scoop Up Cyclone. The Scoop Up Cyclone essentially saves you a coin flip. The Master Ball, you can search for any Pokemon. But the computer search, the reason why it's so good is because so many decks actually benefit from discard in the expanded version. So, like, computer search can be, if you need it to be, it can be an Ultra Ball. You can discard cards and then get Shaman, put Shaman on your bench, and then draw a lot of cards. And so, but it can act as an Ultra Ball, but it's just so nice having that item. That item can go and retrieve that. It can go and retrieve that supporter card that you really need at the right time too, as well. So yeah, the fact that you're getting any card that you need out of your deck and not even using that supporter, that is what is just so awesome. So right here, I might have gone backwards, but that's what's nice. You can do your computer search if you need to. Discard what you need to, get maybe Tapu Lele. Here I'm using it with a combination of Ace in the Hole, a very common setup in the online version. So I combine that with the Ultra Ball to discard my hand until I got the Archie's Ace in the Hole, and that was a nice setup for this deck. So I run a little bit differently than a lot of people, but I like to run Gyarados just because Gyarados is really freaking cool. But yeah, that's why computer search is just so awesome, pretty much with any deck. So you can combine computer search with another very common card with Tapu Lele. Yeah, so you can use computer search to get Tapu Lele. Well, actually, I don't know if you would do that, because Tapu Lele gets you a supporter card. You just use computer search to get the supporter card. But using Tapu Lele to get like a professor, to get a draw card that'll give you like 6 or 7 cards, like either Lily or one of the professors, like Sycamore. That can be very good, and then if you end up with computer search in there, that'll be very good. So other decks that's really good on, obviously, the restoration decks that have Darkrai in them, those can be very efficient because those decks benefit from this card. There are Quasi decks that have a bunch of Shaman in them. Pretty much any deck that'll have Shaman in it. I also use computer search in my fire deck, because that relies on Volcanion and getting fire energies like in your discard pile. So you use computer search, put some fire energies in your discard pile, and then you can use the computer search to actually bring up like a blacksmith or something, and that's a very, very, very efficient for that deck. So it's really, you can't really go wrong. I don't even want to bring up the fact that you can use it in Night March, but because Night March is really annoying and uncreative, but technically it works well on any deck. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick rundown on the computer search and why it's such an awesome card, and it's a very, very used card. So, and yeah, there's just a reason why it's such a used card. It's just really is that good. And the reason why Master Ball isn't that good is because there's a lot of decks. There's just a lot of cards that already kind of act like Master Balls to an extent. Like you have an Ultra Ball. Ultra Balls gets you any Pokemon, and some cards benefit from discarding already, and that's why Ultra Ball is really good. Dive Balls work well with water decks. It's a Master Ball for water decks, and there's Mysterious Treasure for the dark decks. There's just a lot of decks, there's just no reason to have a Master Ball. So, yeah, I'll cool down on that. While talking about the computer search. Now I'll just talk about this match. So now I was able to get everything set up, thanks in parts to the fact that I computer search. I was able to use Skyla in order to bring in computer search and set up my Deluge strategy. This guy's deck, it isn't very standard. Maybe it's very good in some situations, but he didn't get a very good draw. But thanks to computer search, like, if I didn't have that in my deck, this deck wouldn't be nearly as good. And on the grand scheme of things, this deck, as far as a competitive sense, it's not always that good. It tends to take on fighting decks really well, though. Just the high hit points of Gyarados works out really well. So I probably don't even get Deluge set up. I probably only get it set up like 40% of the time. It would probably work better if I combine it with a Keldeo deck, but you can't win them all. So yeah, here, again, like, it's just really a setup Deluge. So a lot of people use, like, there's a supporter. I forget what it is. But they use the supporter to retrieve energies from the discard pile. This one I just use energy retrieval as an item. But it still works pretty well. So after I got that, yeah, he decides he had enough. Hit the victory. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Stick around for more videos. If you like it, subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. Peace out.